Hello, my dear children. Welcome to the mathematics class. Today, we are going to discuss trigonometric functions. In this chapter, we are going to discuss exercise 3.1, page number 55. Yesterday, we have started exercise 3.1 and we have completed first three questions. Isn't it, my dear children, or not? Yes. Now let us start question number 4. Are you ready to listen the class, my dear children? Right. Find the degree measure of the angle subtended at the center of the circle of radius 100 centimeters by an arc of length 22 centimeters. Here it is given that use pi is equal to 22 by 7. Understood this question, my dear children? What is given in the question? Radius of a circle and length of an arc. What should be found? The angle made by the arc of the circle at the center of the circle. Understood the question, my dear children? Right. Just I have drawn a rough diagram. Let us consider 0. O is the center of the circle. OA and OB are radius of the circle. Length of the arc is AB. L is equal to 22 centimeters. Let theta be the angle. Let theta be the angle subtended by this arc AB at the center of the circle. Okay, my dear children? Right. Come to the description part. Come to the solution. Let the radius of the circle is equal to R, that is equal to 100 centimeters. Length of an arc is equal to L, is equal to 22 centimeters. Let the angle subtended by the arc at the center of the circle is theta. We are assuming that the angle subtended by this arc at the center of the circle is theta. Okay, my dear children, understood? Right. We know that the relation between theta, L and R. What is the relation between theta, L and R? Theta is equal to L by R. Do you remember this formula, my dear children? Do you remember this relation between theta, L and R, my dear children? Do you remember it? Right. That is equal to, this implies theta is equal to 22 by 100 radians. Okay, my children, here theta is always denotes in radian measure. Okay, my children, because arc is taken, arc and radius of a circle was taken. So angle is in radians only, not in a degree measure. Okay, my children, remember this point, my children. Now by simplifying this fraction, what will you get here? 11 by 50 radians. 11 by 50 radians. But what is the question? We have to find the angle. We have to find this angle in the degree measure. So from this step onwards, we have to follow the steps how to convert an angle which is in the radian measure to convert into degree measure. We have to follow. How do you convert? Do you remember this point, my dear children? Degree measure is equal to 180 by pi into radian measure. If radian measure is given, to convert that angle into degree measure, we use this formula. So this is the radians. So that is equal to 11 by 50 into 180 by pi degrees. Understood this step, my dear children? We are using this formula in this step. Okay, my dear children? Right. That is equal to, here 11 into 8, here 0 0 gets cancelled, 18 into, here by pi is there. If we write pi is equal to 22 by 7, it becomes 7 by 22 because it is in the denominator. So 7 by 22. Here in the denominator 5 will be left. So finally we get 11 into 18 into 7 by 5 into 22 degrees. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. Now we have to simplify this number. By simplifying the number, we get 63 by 5 degrees. Understood this step, my dear children? After simplification, we get 63 by 5 degrees. If you observe this number, it is an improper fraction. So we have to convert it into mixed fraction. We have done yesterday. We follow the same steps here also. Okay, my dear children. Right. That is equal to 12 plus 3 by 5 degrees. If you convert this improper fraction into a mixed fraction, we get like this. Understood, my dear children? Right. That is equal to 12 degrees plus 3 by 5 degrees. Okay, my dear children? Right. Understood this step? Right. That is equal to 12 degrees plus, again here we have to convert this degrees into minutes. Smaller unit is minutes. Smallest units in the degree measure is seconds. Okay, my dear children? Right. So 3 by 5 into 60 minutes, because 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. So we are converting this angle. We are converting this degree measure into minutes. Understood this part, my dear children? Right. That is equal to 12 degrees plus, by simplifying, 5 ones are 5 12 times. 12 threes are 36. Understood this part, my dear children? 36 minutes. That is equal to 12 degrees 36 minutes. This is the required angle in the degree measure. Understood, my dear children? Right. Now come to the question number 5. In a circle of diameter 40 centimeters, the length of the chord is 20 centimeters. Find the length of the minor arc of the chord. Understood the question, my dear children? Right. For this question, I have drawn a rough diagram. That OB is the center of the circle. OA and OB are radii of the circle, and AB is the chord of the circle. To understand this question, diagrammatically I represented the data. Okay, my dear children? Right. Come to the solution part. In the adjacent figure, let O be the center of the circle. AB is a chord. OA and OB are radii of the circle. We wrote the description of this diagram. Okay, my dear children? Understood this part? Right. Given diameter of the circle, that is equal to D. Generally we denote diameter of a circle by the small letter D. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Is equal to 40 centimeters. It is already given in the question itself. So I wrote this one. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. So can we find the radius of the circle or not, my dear children, with the help of the diameter of a circle? Yes, we can find the radius of the circle. Therefore, radius of the circle, that is equal to OA is equal to OB is equal to radius R. In general, we denote small letter R. We write the small letter R to denote radius of a circle. R is equal to D by 2. Understood, my dear children? Radius of the circle is half of the diameter. Do you remember this point, my dear children, or not? Yes. That is equal to, in this formula, we substitute D value. What is the D value here? 40. So 40 by 2 centimeters. By simplifying this number, what will you get? 20 centimeters. This is the radius of the circle. Understood, my dear children? Right. From the diagram, we notice that OA is equal to OB is equal to AB, that is equal to 20 centimeters in the triangle OAB. Then what will you say about triangle OAB? Yes, it is an equilateral triangle. Triangle OAB is an equilateral triangle. Then what is the angle in an equilateral triangle? 60 degrees. Right. Therefore, angle AOB is equal to 60 degrees. The angle made by the arc AB at the center of the circle is 60 degrees. So we have to convert it into radian measure. Generally, if a question is related to circles, in general, we mention the angle in radian measure only. Remember this point, my dear children. So, we convert this angle into radian measure. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. That is equal to 60 into pi by 180 radians. Because you know that radian measure is equal to degree measure into pi by 180. We used that formula here, but I did not write here. Okay, my dear children? Right. That is equal to 0 gets cancelled. 6 ones are 6 3 times. What will you get finally here after cancellation? Pi by 3 radians. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. Now, let the length of the minor arc AB is equal to L. Let us assume that length of the minor arc AB is equal to L centimeters. Let the angle AOB is equal to theta. The angle made by the minor arc AB at the center of the circle is theta. That is already found. What is the value of theta? Pi by 3 radians. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. Therefore, L is equal to r theta. This is a relation between L, r and theta. Okay, my dear children. Remember this my formula, my dear children. Right. So in this formula, we substitute r and theta values to get value of L. Okay, my dear children. What is r? 20. Radius of the circle 20 centimeters into what is the theta value? Pi by 3. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. By simplifying these two numbers, what will you get here? 20 pi by 3 centimeters. We can stop by this step, my dear children. He did not mention in the question, it is not mentioned that use pi is equal to 22 by 7. That is why we can stop by this step, my dear children. Understood? Right. Now come to the question number 6. If in two circles, arcs of the same length, subtend angles 60 degrees and 75 degrees at the center, find the ratio of their radii. Understood, my dear children? Right. I am representing this question diagrammatically here in two figures. Okay, my dear children? See this first figure. In this circle, P is the center of the circle, AB is the arc, and its length is treated as L. Length of this arc is L, and the radius of this circle is R1. PA and PB are radii of the circle, so R1. And the angle subtended by this arc AB at the center of the circle is theta 1. I assume like this. What is the measurement of here? Theta 1, 60 degrees. Okay, my children, understood this figure 1? Right. Similarly, come to the question figure 2. In this circle, let us assume that Q is the center of the circle. QA and QB are radii of the circle, and AB the same length L, because same length of arcs are given. So L is taken as length of the arc AB, and theta 2 be the angle subtended by this arc AB at the center of the circle. What is the measurement of theta 2? 75 degrees. Understood this figure 2, my dear children? Right. Now, from the figure 1, what will you get here? R1 is equal to L by theta 1. This is a relation between radius, length of the arc, and the angle subtended by the arc at the center of the circle. Do you remember this relation between R, L and theta, my dear children? Right. In this formula, we substitute L and theta 1. We don't know value of L, so we write the letter L as it is. Understood this numerator part, my dear children? Right. By theta 1. What is theta 1 here? 60 degrees. Previously I told you, if a question related to circle, we must convert the angle into radian measure, but the angle is given in the degree measure. So in the denominator itself, I converted this angle theta 1, that 60 degrees, into radian measure. You know how to convert an angle which is given in the degree measure into radian measure. So 60 into pi by 180. Understood this denominator part, my dear children? Right. By simplifying this fraction, what will you get here? 3L by pi. Understood this step, my children? Right. Now come to the figure 2. From this figure, what will you get here? R2 is equal to L by theta 2. This is also relation between R, L and theta. Okay, my children? Understood this step? Right. That is equal to L means L only. By in the denominator, same procedure, same steps we have to follow here. Here theta is given in the degree measure, so we are converting this angle into radian measure in the denominator itself. So 75 into pi by 180. Understood this denominator part, my children? Right. By simplifying this number, what will you get here? 12L by 5 pi. Understood, my children? Right. Now come to this step. Therefore, ratio of their radii. We are going to find ratio of their radii. That is equal to R1 is to R2. R1 is to R2 is the required ratio. Okay, my children? That is equal to, you know that ratio can be written as a fraction. So R1 by R2. I wrote this ratio in the form of a fraction. Understood this step, my children? Right. That is equal to, I substituted R1 and R2 here. What is R1 value? 3L by pi. What whole divided by, what is R2 value? 12L by 5 pi. Understood this step, my children? Right. That is equal to 3L by pi into, we write its reciprocal, 5 pi by 12L. Understood this step, my children? Right. This implies here L gets cancelled, pi gets cancelled. 3 1s are 3 4s are. So finally we get 5 by 4. Understood this step, my children? Right. Again we are writing this ratio. We write this fraction in the form of a ratio. That is 5 is to 4. Understood my children? 5 is to 4 is the required ratio. Right. Now come to the question number 7. Question number 7. In this Roman, there are 3 parts are there. 3 questions are there. Here I am explaining first part. Here I am explaining first question. Try yourself the remaining 2 questions. Will you try the remaining 2 questions in this Roman number 7, my dear children? Right. Find the angle in radian through which a pendulum swings if its length is 75 centimeters and the tip describes an arc of the length 10 centimeters. Understood this question, my dear children? Here I am representing this question diagrammatically like this. Let OA in the adjacent figure, OA and OB. OA is the initial position and OB is the final position of a pendulum during its swing. Okay, my children? Understood? Right. That OA is equal to OB is equal to length of the pendulum, that is radius 75 centimeters. Understood this step, my children? Right. Length of arc AB, that is L is equal to 10 centimeters. In the question itself it is given arc of the length is 10 centimeters. Let us assume that angle AOB is equal to theta. Understood this step, my children? Right. We have to find this angle in the radian measure. Understood, my children? Right. Therefore, theta is equal to L by R. Here we wrote the relation between theta, L and R. Do you remember this relation, my dear children? Between theta, L and R. Right. That is equal to, in this formula we are substituting the values of L and R. What is L value? 10 by, what is R value? 75 radians. Theta is always in radians. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. That is equal to, by simplifying, 5 2s are 5 15 times. So 2 by 15 radians. This is the required angle. Understood, my dear children? Right. In this question number 7, two more questions are there. In this Roman number 7, two more questions are there. Will you try the remaining two questions yourself, my dear children? Right. If you have any doubt, ask your doubts and get your doubts clarified. Okay, my dear children? Right.